for the first time today. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. The MXGP of Sumbawa, Indonesia, here at Sumbawa. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot in this first MX2 race? Charging down the long start straight into this sweeping turn. It's a Yamaha, and it looks like Thibaut Beneston grabs the foxhole shot, or is it Jago Geerts? It's Geerts. So Jago Geerts over the foxhole shot line for the 4th time this year. Behind him, Liam Everts, Lucas Koenen there in 3rd place, Rick Elzinga is in 4th, and Langenfelder, Adamo, Borgmo in 7th, De Wolf 8th with that bloody nose. Sasha Koenen 9, Emil Weckman 10, Camden McClellan in 11th place. Then we've got Beneston, wow, in 12th position. Van der Moosdijk, Ismayana, Simonson, who didn't complete a lap in the qualifying race, is there in 15th. Had a Panzer, Varagi, Makarim, Wanalak, and Mohamed Zubir. And Alfarisi, the home favourite, down in 21st place. See how they've ripped the track to create 3 lines at the bottom of the hill. Yesterday that was nice and open. The riders could pretty much cut back and line people up for passes up the hill. So now it's going to be scale electric right the way through that right turn, up through those waves. But it's Jago Geerts who leads the way on this opening lap. Liam Everts there in 2nd position, Koenen 3rd, and they're pulling clear of Rick Elzinga. Elzinga under attack. Is Elzinga still there? Yes, he is, but Langenfelder. In fact, it's Sasha Koenen there breathing down his neck. So Sasha Koenen, a fantastic start for the young Belgian. So Sasha Koenen there in that 5th position at the moment. Working our way towards the end of this lap here. A little bit of fighting for position, and Langenfelder up the inside. But Koenen responds. Or is it Adamo? It's Adamo. So Adamo charges down the inside of Langenfelder, finds his way past the German. We'll get him over the line this time around. Geerts leads the way, Everts 2nd, Lucas Koenen still 3rd, Elzinga 4th, Adamo now in 5th place. Oh, and a mistake. Did Everts make a mistake on the downhill? He's still there in... Let's just try and make sense of this as they fan their way round. There is Beneston going around the outside of Van der Moosdijk. Or was it De Wolf? De Wolf, in fact. Oh, it was Geerts that made the mistake then. So Geerts is buried mid-pack. So it was him that was picking himself up. So throwing away the lead on the opening lap. Liam Everts leads then, ahead of Lucas Koenen. Elzinga now in 3rd place. Adamo 4th, Langenfelder 5th. Geerts now in 6th position as we go to Lucas Koenen, top of the hill. I spoke to Liam Everts during the break after warm-up this morning, and he said that he felt that he had the pace of Lucas Koenen yesterday in the Ram qualifying race, but just couldn't find a way past Langenfelder. Not that it was difficult to overtake, but obviously those bikes very, very similar in performance. He would get alongside him, but Langenfelder would just have the better line at the top of the hill into this next left, for instance, which is where he tried on several occasions to find his way by. But it's Everts who leads the way. Remember, he won race 2 in Germany at the previous round, round 9. That gave him the Grand Prix victory. So heavy loamy ground as they exit pit lane, down back onto the start straight where it was heavily ripped through this sweeping first turn and back downhill. Riders were tripling their way down there yesterday, but you can see it's a little bit wet on takeoff, possibly on landing. More ruts at the bottom of the hill. So a lot more riders opting for safety first, 2 and 1 on that part of the racetrack, double single. 2 laps complete. And Everts continues to lead. Koonin second, Elzinga third, Adamo fourth. Here's Langenfelder, he's in fifth place. Jago Geerts in sixth position. The Wolf 7, Hoogmo 8, Van der Moosdijk up to 9, Beniston down in 10th. He has lost a position to the Dutchman on the Nastan Husqvarna. Here is Jago Geerts. Right, here's what happened to him around a lap or so ago when he fell from the lead. Yeah, downhill look. That was him picking himself up. That was through turn 4 after the finish line. Just lapse in concentration, folded the front, gets himself remounted, but a costly error, and it will take a few laps to recover from that in these hot and humid conditions. Looks like he's getting himself remotivated though. He's got Langenfelder ahead of him, both these two with recent arm injuries. I was talking to Richie Evans, the brother of Mitch Evans, during the MXGP warm-up this morning as well. I asked him what he thought about the track conditions, because obviously he is here as a bit of a wingman to Mitch in MXGP a little later on. And he said, yeah, the track, when we came here last year, looked a lot softer and looser. Now, though, this year seems a lot more unpredictable in that it's harder and slicker underneath, and you don't know where those grip levels are. And maybe that's what caught out Jago Geerts as he crossed the line at the end of lap 1. Here's your race leader. Over the line, continues to lead and sets the fastest lap of the race by about 0.4 of a second. So he's now 2.5 seconds clear of Lucas Koonin. Everts leading on the Red Bull KTM. 2:03.5 compared to a 2:03.9. Elzinga and Adamo in the 2:04s. Then we're into the 2:05s with Langenfelder, 2:06.4 for Geerts. Got 1.3 seconds over Kevin Hoogmo, who lapped probably about, 8/10 quicker than Geerts that time around. Here's Adamo all over the back of Elzinga. Good to see Elzinga up there fighting hard for these points as well. The number 44 on the Monster Energy Yamaha, the lead Monster Energy Yamaha in this first MX2 race. The reigning EMX 250 European champion. That's that turn into the waves, uphill waves. Have to get the drive, absolutely crucial at the bottom of the hill there. Whoa! Adamo unseated at the top of the hill. Almost out of the front door. In fact, it was almost a side door exit for the number 80 on that occasion. As it stands now, Adamo, who came into this first MX2 race with a 4-point advantage over, watch this here, just almost out the side door there. Fortunately for him, it was a slow exit from that turn onto that jump. Managed to keep it up on 2 wheels. Coming into this first race, Andrea Adamo was 4 points clear of Thibaut Beniston. Beniston now going to be 9 points adrift, because Adamo there in 4th place, Beniston in 8th position. And it seems, you know, as if Thibaut Beniston gets close to that red plate and he doesn't really want to take it at the moment. How much of this can Elzinga sustain under attack from Adamo, bottom of the hill at the end of this 4th lap? Coming into play behind them, Simon Langenfelder. Watch this here, Langenfelder, that was the move on Adamo, and then Adamo reacted. That was at the end of the opening lap. And the Italian still there in 4th place. That was Adamo retaking Langenfelder for 4th position. So Elzinga now under attack for Adamo. Quick pull of the tear off as he hits that short little step down. Steeper than it looks on TV. He gets perfect drive and launches past Elzinga, who Elzinga though has the better line into the top left-hander. hanging on to that third position just. But this battle, about 8 seconds off the second place of Lucas Kuhnen. So at this moment, Elzinga possibly holding up Adamo and Langenfelder. But he's putting up a pretty good fight, doing his best to stay there. That could be one of the keys to this race, couldn't it? Get a good start, push as hard as you can. If you are a rider that struggles with the heat, and I'm not saying that Langenfelder is one of those guys, push as hard as you can, get a gap over the riders a little bit lower down the order, and if you do start to fade, you will still probably have a few positions in hand come the end of the race. Langenfelder closing in on Adamo again. Langenfelder this time goes to the inside. Oh, and he almost cleans out Adamo, who looks across and shakes his head on the exit of the turn, as if to say, dude, there was no need for that. That will wind Adamo up, but Langenfelder needed to be aggressive, he thought, at the end of pit lane. Got out of the turn, went straight for the front wheel of Adamo, and retakes that 4th place. Frustrated at eating the roost off 2 riders ahead of him. Langenfelder now getting second wind, and it's almost like he's flicked a switch in the back of his mind and said, there's a race on here, I best join it. And a rider like Adamo with that kind of Italian fire inside, that red mist will certainly be coming down. He's getting creative with the lights there at the with the lines at the bottom of the hill. And he thought about having a lunge. Checked up, had a look over his shoulder. Saw Geerts was just in a pounce, and Geerts working his way back into this battle as well. Elzinga is team, and Langenfelder goes through at the top of the hill. Looks like Langenfelder has spent on lap 6. Will the floodgates now start to open? Will he find himself down in 6th or 7th before the end of this lap? Yeah, here comes Adamo. Adamo now up into 5th place. That move on Elzinga working in his favour. Next rider on the list will be his teammate, number 93, Jago Geerts. Pretty good effort. Almost half the moto up there inside the sort of top 3 positions. And ducking down to avoid the roost off the rear wheel there. Not once, but twice. Langenfelder has made an absolute break for it here. Look at the distance between him and Adamo. So bottom right of your screen is the gap between 1st and 2nd. It was 1.7 a moment ago. It's now 1.9. Everts continues to lead, and he keeps Lucas Kuhnen at bay. 2 Belgians. Like the glory days here for the Belgian nation, as Liam Everts leads Lucas Kuhnen. Mo4, Elzinga down, have got about 1.2 over Geerts, who in turn has about a second over Horgmo. So if Geerts is not in a hurry, then he's going to be under attack from Horgmo. Anyway, here's what happened about a lap ago. So this was, watch this here, instead of turning right, he went straight for the front wheel. Look at the reaction there from Adamo, shaking his head as Langenfelder went through into 4th place. And then Elzinga just starting to wind the tongue out here in 3rd position. Langenfelder up the inside, made the pass stick, moved into that 4th, into 3rd position, and then Adamo down the inside of the Dutchman. Following, Langenfelder does not want to let the German out of his sights. So back with Langenfelder then in 3rd place. The Red Bull Gas factory rider has broken free from Adamo. He's got about 2.5 seconds over the Italian at the moment. Back marker on the horizon for Liam Everts to deal with. Shouldn't be too much of a problem there. And Everts is now starting to open a gap once again over Kuhnen. although the gap looked a lot bigger a moment ago as they re-emerged onto the start straight. 1.9 a lap ago, 2.2 at the last split. What are we looking at now as they hit the line at the end of lap 7? 2.4, so half a second quicker that time, Everts over Kühnen. Got his race win in the final race in Germany, round 9. 2 rounds, Liam Everts. Is it going to be back-to-back wins for this German, for this Belgian? Or has Lucas Kühnen got something up his sleeve? The young 16-year-old. What a season he is having. Right, here's Jago Kietz behind his teammate, the 44. But look how close Kevin Horgmo is. The FNH Kawasaki rider getting ready to line up the Belgian and the Dutchman. Jago Kietz not able to get onto the rear wheel of Elzinga and strike. Gets alongside at the top of the hill. Will double downhill here as well, will he? Yes, he will. And Elzinga knows he's there, or knows that somebody's there, and squeezes Kietz to the inside. That'll open up an opportunity for Horgmo around the outside, but not able to make it work for him. Should have the line at the bottom of the hill here. Jago Kietz, but not able to make it stick all the while. Horgmo and Beniston tries the outside line this time around, and he will get alongside and finds his way past Kietz, now in the 5th place. Take a replay of the start. Centre of the box. Montreux his Yamaha rider, Jago Kietz. About a bike length as he entered the first turn and hit the Foxhole shot line for the 4th time this year. A lap or so later, he threw it away through this turn. Actually, I wonder if he got an angle from that side where he fell at the top of the hill. But Jago Kietz now in the 5th. Horgmo has gone through as well. Beniston 7. Elzinga really struggling now, being dropped down to 8th position. Right, what kind of lap time did Hertz put in that time around? 2:07, so he's a couple of seconds off the pace from the riders ahead of him. But Everts 2:06.4 last time around. Lucas Kühnen 2:05.8, gap down to 2 seconds. 1.1 now at the end of sector 2. Everts a 30.7 compared to a 30.9 in sector 1. 34.5, 33.6 for Kühnen. So game on at the head of the field between the two Belgians. It just takes a look across, wants to see what's going on there. Whereas De Wolf, he is in 10th place. So this championship in MX2, swinging one way and then the other, tightens up and then opens up almost immediately at the top of the field. Darmo would be 8 points clear of Beniston as it stands right now. Kai De Wolf would be 11 points further back. Everts 4th, Hertz 5th, Van der Moostijk would be 6th in the championship chase. 1.3 the gap between 1st and 2nd. This is going to be a battle of mental wills now between Liam Everts and Lucas Kühnen. Who can deal with the heat the best? Because any little mistake, you lose that concentration and you lose that rhythm as well. It takes away, all of a sudden, feel that heat when you make a little mistake, especially if you go down. And that was possibly Jago Kietz's issue. Picked himself up, you feel that heat, you feel it right from the toes to your helmet as well. takes a while to recompose and cool down. A rider who's looking very composed at the moment, Lucas Coonan. He has got Liam Everts right in his line of sight now as they head out of turn 12 and uphill. .7, 31.1, 34.1, 33.6 for the two leaders respectively, and the gap still hovering around about 1.2 seconds. That's the gap. Better drive coming out of that bottom corner. That was the line Everts was using when he was trying to find his way past Langenfelder late on in the race yesterday. He tried the inside line. Didn't quite work out for him, but maybe just better drive for Lucas Coonan on that part of the racetrack. Best seat in the house for the mechanics over there in the shade. Not in the onslaught of this hot and humid racetrack here. Probably not too dissimilar to what you get in Florida if you're on that side of the Atlantic. Working our way towards the end of lap 10. Lucas Coonan all of a sudden closer to Everts than he has been all race. And the gap now, 9/10 of a second between the 72 and the 96. Langenfelder about 11 seconds further back in third place, ahead of Adamo. Wow, Adamo only 6/10 behind, and he puts his fastest lap of the race in with a 2:04.2. The fastest rider on track that time around, even quicker than the three riders ahead of him, who are all in the 2:05s. So Adamo is all over the back of Langenfelder. We need to keep an eye on that battle, and we also need to keep on this as well. The battle between Everts. They see in the background, there is Langenfelder and Adamo heading up the adjacent hillside. They're at the top of the hill, top left. So two fascinating battles going on here. The battle for the lead and the battle for third place. Here it looks like he's got fifth place in control at the moment. 1.5 seconds clear of Kevin Horgmo. The fact that Horgmo's even riding is a miracle all by itself. Not giving him too much airtime here at the moment because of other things going on. Again, Everts goes defensive. Lucas Coonan does gain on that part of the track again. Looks to go wide, doesn't want to follow. Relax, you're stronger, and a nice little face emoji on the board for Everts. He is quite a chilled, relaxed guy, Liam Everts. Nothing looks like it phases him. He's dealt with a lot of pressure all through his career, but he makes a mistake on the exit of turn 2. Front end just got away from him. .5 minutes plus 2 to go. We're on lap 12, the gap 1.4 seconds. So despite that small error at the bottom of the hill, and another one there, at the moment he is still maintaining his focus. Watch this here, goes in, just buried both wheels in, stood him upright. Coonan tries to get in and out of that turn early. Difficult turn last year because it was very powdery, very loose and unpredictable. At what point, yeah, looking on, Harry Norton down there. At what point will one of these two riders decide just to make a break for it and put a sting in the tail of his rival? Because if Everts pulls the trigger now and puts in a second, will that be the end of Coonan's charge? And if Coonan does the same and all of a sudden puts Liam Everts under pressure, will he get rattled and make the mistakes that will allow Coonan to go through and take over the lead? A real fascinating contest this between these two, but at the moment it looks like Everts has just put a little bit of distance between himself and his pursuer. Gap between Kühnen and Langenfelder coming down to 9.5 seconds. Don't see a threat to the lead, but Langenfelder picking up his pace because of the threat from Adamo behind him. That gap now 1.6 between the Italian in fourth and the German ahead of him in third. Geertz deciding, you know what, let's bring this home, take more good consistent points. He's there in fifth position, almost 3 seconds clear now of Horgmo. "12 laps complete. Still nothing in it between the Red Bull KTM and the Nissan Husqvarna. Liam Everts started the day 6th overall. Got third in the qualifying race yesterday, would have picked up 8 points. He now moves up to 4th place in the championship, 1 clear of Jago Geertz. He will stay there if he wins race 1, but look at Lucas Kühnen, and Kühnen has reacted. It's Kühnen who's decided to go first and pull the surprise out of the bag. Comes up short though on the step down. A mistake on the exit again for Everts. Those mistakes now coming thick and fast for the Belgian, but he all seems to maintain his focus. When he won his first race in Belgium, in round 9, Liam Everts, he had a comfortable margin behind him. He didn't have this kind of pressure to deal with. This is a different experience altogether. And they do say it's often easier to follow than it is to lead. And maybe Everts just feeling that pressure now from Kühnen, and Kühnen, wow, shows him a front wheel and nips at his heels as well through that left-hand turn. Sometimes, you know, it's not a bad thing just to let the rider behind just make that move, and then you put him under pressure. But with 2.5 minutes to go, Everts reluctant to do that and even give that a whirl. But this gap is going to be, well, it's half a second at the last split. It's going to be about the same as they hit the line at the end of lap 13, back out to 8/10. See the different nature of the ground though. Slick, oh, another mistake there. He keeps opting for that inside and it keeps tripping him up. 3 or 4 laps in a row. Everts has made that mistake in that turn as Kühnen goes for the safer option around the outside at the bottom of the hill, turn 5. Again, goes wider at the bottom of the hill. Tries to cut out of that line, gives him good drive. And he cuts back to the inside and it's a decisive move, but he doesn't quite make it pass Stick. He has shown his cards, he's shown his hands on 1 or 2 occasions, Lucas Kühnen. The latest on lap 14. If Everts didn't know he was there, and that would be a big if, because he's been breathing down his exhaust pipe all race long, Everts would certainly know that Lucas Kühnen is there and threatening for the win and 25 points. Either way, it will be a big win for one of these 2 riders. Everts to sustain that attack for the whole race. Watch this here. That was the mistake at the start of the lap. And then Kühnen gets out of the turn early. Thought about it, wasn't quite there. And as he backed off, he just folded the front as well. Has a bit more breathing space here. It's going to be 3 hellish, nightmarish laps for Everts at the head of this field, because 40 seconds on the clock. There's the finish line there. You've got these 2-3 corners ahead of him. It's not going to be 40 seconds to the line from there. It's more like going to be 20 seconds or thereabouts as they hit the line at the end of lap 14. Back marker stay. Whoa, he doesn't stay out of the way. I think it was Alfarisi, the rider there, that was getting caught. Still a second between them. Right, I wonder if Everts will do anything different at the top of the hill where he got caught out a moment ago. He will know there is a potential attack lurking in the background if he doesn't cover his bases. Coonan wasn't close enough on this occasion. Neither of these two riders were here last year. Everts because he was injured. Coonan because he was a rookie, 15 years old, racing in the European 250 Championship. Langenfelder cementing third position at the moment. He's got more than 3 seconds in hand over Adamo. Good drive out of turn 13 at the top of the hill for Lucas Coonan. He's going to go for the momentum around the outside. Cut out of there early as well, and he's going to swing around the outside here. He's all over the back of Everts once more. Can he get the drive uphill? Well, he's tried on several occasions. He switches to the outside. He's going to have to go wide, cut back, and then follow him through. Oh, he cuts back and tries to nudge him once more. We're emerging into the penultimate lap here. Everything that Coonan has thrown at Everts, the young Belgian number 72 has dealt with. Coonan just needs to be careful that he doesn't get too desperate. Watch this here. Not for the first time they touch in that turn. He gets good drive around the outside here, does he? Everts closes him off on the exit of the turn, but it's cost him. And as they head into the penultimate lap, Coonan will have the drive around the outside. Coonan leads with 2 to go. We have a new leader at the end of lap 15. The persistence of Coonan finally paying off. What kind of what kind of response will we get here from Liam Everts? He will be able to see the lines that Lucas Coonan is using, and he'll go in there as well. He knows he's got that attack under his sleeve come the final lap if he's close enough, because he knows that is exactly where Coonan tried to launch an attack on him as well. It's easier to see that when you're following. That line just opens up in front of you. That's when you get creative. Horgmo down to 7th. Beniston has gone through, so a possible mistake for Horgmo, or Beniston just getting the better of the Norwegian in the latter stages of this race. Adamo will continue to lead the championship by 7 points now. Oh, almost lost the front end, and a mistake midway through that turn as he tries to escape Liam Everts. Got to be careful not to make that mistake though in pushing too hard. But he does not want to give Everts a leg back up. Tripling downhill for the first time this race, now that he's got clear track. Adamo and Langenfelder all over the back of each other again here. So Langenfelder on the ropes. But he was 6 seconds down a moment ago. Adamo got the better of him there. But it's Langenfelder who's retaliated and found his way back. Just trying to look on the... yeah, he lost a couple seconds in... wow. Either way, Langenfelder then, 7/10 ahead. It looked like Langenfelder had that one under control. He was 6.6 seconds clear of the Italian in that third place a lap ago. He's now under pressure. And Adamo is on the charge. So Adamo's got good drive out of that bottom right-hander. Can he cut through to the inside here? We've seen this line and he gets alongside, but not able to execute. That's 3 times we've seen that pass. This time he makes no mistake about it, runs Langenfelder wide, does move into third position. And doing it on the final lap. So good hard charge in this for Adamo. Some riders 6.6 seconds further back would have decided, you know what, there's another race a little bit later this afternoon. I'll save some energy. Not Adamo. He arrived here as a championship leader. He knew that that pass on Langenfelder would give him not just an extra position, but an extra 2 points in the championship as well. And how important will those points be come the end of the day? He wants to be arriving here with the championship leader's red plate and leaving with it as we head into Lombok in a week's time, the neighbouring island. Final, the number 96 of Lucas Koenen. And Lucas Koenen will round out the final turn, wins race 1 here in Sumbawa. Everts crosses the line 5.5 seconds further back. And Lucas Koenen, though, his 3rd race win of the season. Adamo crossed the line in 3rd, Langenfelder 4th. We wait for Jago Geerts, who comes through any moment now. Montreal's Yamaha rider. Possibly, maybe not 100%. Beniston goes through in 6th, Hortmo 7th, Van der Moostijk